I don't know how tall I look if you're watching this. I know I look, I look pretty tall, but I'm about, 5'9". I'm 5'9", and I got Crocs on right now. So with those, I'm like 5'9.5". Why am I sharing this? Because I believe in my spirit. If I was between 6'6" and 6'10", I may still be doing a podcast, but I would be doing it by way of the National Basketball Association. Your boy was a hooper. Back in the day, I thought I really had a shot. When I was like 9, I thought I had a shot of going to the league. I was all right. I wasn't great. I wasn't embarrassing, but I wasn't great. And the reason I wasn't great is because I had a pretty trash jump shot. Like, I could get to the rack, I could score the basketball, but from mid-range and back, I was a liability. Like, my shot was broken. It wasn't great. And I remember I called myself like, I'm going to lean into shooting more shots. I'm going to shoot shots before practice. I'm going to shoot shots after practice. And I remember shooting 100 shots, shooting it. Because I thought, if I got more reps in, you get what I'm saying? Like, they say, just get more reps. Keep showing up, get more reps. I thought that if I could just get more reps in, I would become a better shooter of the basketball. Just getting the reps. Just the reps. I thought by reps alone would allow me to get, so I'm taking an extra 100 shots, extra 200 shots. And my coach finally said, he said, bro, it doesn't matter how many of those type of shots you shoot. Your shot is still not going to be good because your form is broken. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. He said it doesn't matter how many of those shots that you shoot because your form is broken. And what's happening is you're actually getting worse the more you shoot. You're not getting better the more you shoot. You're getting worse the more you shoot because you're shooting with a bad form and you are subconsciously submitting and rooting that bad form into practice and you're becoming better at being worse because you're shooting with bad form. And so it doesn't matter how many reps you take. You don't need to shoot more shots. You need to, say it with me, fix your form. And here you go. You know by now we're not talking about basketball. You know we're not, but you still think we're talking about basketball. So let me make it plain. You need to fix your form and how you show up in your marriage. You need to fix your form on how you show up with your children. You need to fix your form on how you show up to work. You need to fix your form on how you show up to the community. Come on, like, be with me here. Be with me here because you think, well, I'm just going to keep showing up. All I got to do is keep showing up. I just got to keep putting in reps and I will get better. Absolutely not. Because your form is broken. And so when you show up the same way in your marriage day after day, ask your spouse if they appreciate you. Ask your spouse if they're happy with it. Because you keep showing up broken. Come on. And so it doesn't matter that you're showing up and you're consistent. Yes, you're consistently bad. And so whether you show up twice that way or 2,000 times that way, you're not getting any better because you need to fix the form. And that's what I had to do, not just on the basketball court. Come on, man, that was a long time ago. But I had to do that in my life, y'all. Like there were times in my life where I would show up like this, like publicly, right? Like you catch a video or somebody would see me or hear me on stage and be like, man, that was the most inspiring or motivational message I've ever heard. And you're awesome, right? And then I would go home and show up. But me showing up at home, I was showing up as a lesser version of myself privately than you experienced publicly. And I was about a 50% husband and a 45% father. And I wasn't good at home. I've said it in past podcasts. I was a public success and a private failure. So it doesn't matter how many times I showed up broken. And it wasn't until I fixed the form that my life started to change. Like my marriage got better when I fixed the form. I had to learn how to shoot differently. I had to learn how to serve my wife differently. I had to learn how to love my kids differently. I had to learn how to be more selfless in the community. Did you hear what I'm saying? I had to fix my form. And here you go. You don't want to fix the form, but you think just showing up the same way is going to get you some sort of results that you want. And the reason you're stuck and frustrated is because you're shooting bad form and you want to have new success. It ain't going to happen. It's not. You're so passionate, Rashawn. Yeah, because I lived this. I lived it. And God had to deal with me in my heart. And I had to wring out my heart and start saying, God, just fix it. Have your way with me. I need to be better. I can't be this version of myself. Your son is showing up broken. And now I'm bleeding all over my family. I'm bleeding all over the people you've entrusted me with. Help me fix my form. Help me get better. And so that's what I did. I had to go on a journey, y'all. I had to go on a journey. I need you to be willing to go on a journey. Allow God to fix your form, to rearrange you, to help you get better, to help you go deeper so that you can be a better man or woman for the people in your life. So you can be a better mom or dad, so you can be a better boss and manager at work, a leader at work, or a leader in your community. I want you to fix your form. So like I said, it doesn't matter how many shots you take if your form is broken. But I'm telling you, when you begin doing that work and you go into the mainframe and you get better and you start to show up consistently as a better version of you, and it begins to compound, because today's better version of you ain't next year's better version of you. That's next year's better version. It's compounded, and you keep showing up as a better version of you. Woo, you're not even going to look the same. Your spouse ain't going to recognize you. Your kid's going to say your daddy or mommy's different. The leaders and people at the work that are in your space are going to be like, yo, something different about you. Why? Because I fixed the form, and now you're seeing an even better version of me. And so, yeah, man, I might have been in the NBA, maybe not. It doesn't matter, because my purpose was to be right here, right now, telling you that life is about fixing your form so you can begin to transform. In the name of Jesus, that's a bar. I hope this message resonates with you. Don't just keep showing up the same. Fix your form, and you'll get better across the board.